All right, our first presenter is Markus Stobbs. He's the lead of the web engineering group and is a web guru in his own right.
Thanks, Ryan. Okay, play. Doesn't playing. Whoa, that went fast. I'm going to cheat and go back. Wow, the back button works. So I'm going to talk with you about the rise of mobile computing and some of its implications for education. Start off with just a look at mobile platform growth and what that means for us. Talk a little bit about Generation Z, these new kids that are so highly connected with their smartphones in their pockets. And then actually show you what it's like to build a mobile app using some do-it-yourself tools. There's a bunch of sites and services growing up that really let you create pretty cool sites. So in fourth quarter of 2010, there was a very important inflection point where smartphones and tablets, which are expressed as the kind of purple and gold bar, overtook shipments of desktop and laptop computers. And that curve is on the rise, much more, it's obviously a higher curve than the traditional platforms. And the kids that are using a lot of these devices are Generation Z. There's lots of names for this, but that's my favorite. They're born from the mid-1990s till now. They've been immersed in the web since their very birth. So they've been around the web. They've been in internet-connected households pretty much from their early years. And they're real digital natives. So the things that we can do to reach out to this Generation Z are to build some mobile-friendly education and outreach sites, and really all of UCAR sites. Things like Drupal are making that a bit easier because you can drop a module in place and your site becomes mobile-friendly. We can also embrace Web 2.0 with things like Facebook likes and Twitter and that sort of thing. And we can also build mobile apps. And we can take a very custom approach to that where we go out and hire agencies to do that. But there are some really cheap, effective do-it-yourself tools that are becoming available. I'm going to give you a peek right now at Appmaker. So we're going to walk through a half-hour process that I took this weekend to create a mobile Spark app in Appmaker. And so you start just by typing in the URL. Essentially what you're doing is you're creating a mashup of a bunch of your web resources, things you've already published. So I typed in spark.ucar.edu. It actually automatically figured out a Spark icon for me. I did not make that. It grabbed the Spark logo and made that iOS icon for me. And I can control, the splash screen and some other things here. There's a number of tabs you can add, and these will add icons at the bottom of the screen. So far, all we have is the news feed that I kind of gave it. But I can also create a photo album. I can do some geo stuff. I can create some messaging so that the person can type back to me. And I can actually bring in any HTML, CSS, JavaScript application and drop it in here. So I can code up something that feels like a little web app and put it into my app. So what I've done is I've set up a bunch of tabs. You can see them along the bottom there. Literally, this took me half an hour. I just specified, OK, I've got a news feed. I've uploaded, I just went off to a Spark page and downloaded it. And so here's a peek at the newsfeed one. So if I click on one of those newsfeed items, I go to the article. I can enable sharing on Facebook, Twitter, and email. The person would access that with that upper right icon, the little kind of arrow pointing up to the right. So I can post that on Facebook or Twitter. Here's where I went off and I grabbed a given page on Soars. I thought it'd be nice to know all the programs, right? Just throw that in so kids could see what are all the programs they offer. So I just saved out that HTML page as web page complete. This is a feature in a lot of the web browsers. It saves all the CSS, all the JavaScript, all the images. And then I just zipped that up and I uploaded that to one of these tabs. Now you can see I've got some work to do to get the column width right and all that. It would probably take me about another half hour to an hour to get that page looking right on this mobile device. But pretty quickly I can get some stuff up there. Here's a peek at the photo album. It doesn't render that in the app online. But I found the app very usable. Like as I made things, it was constantly updating the preview in the virtual iOS app over there. And you can also send out push notifications. So if you bring a lot of updates to your app at once, you could push out to your community and say, hey, come visit my app. I've got a lot of new stuff. Here's the messaging piece. Once again, I really encourage us to kind of let kids tell us things back, like turn on commenting. We're starting to see commenting happen. You know, Matt's doing it on a blog, and we've got people doing it on the climate data website. So really start to turn on that, that feedback loop. And this Appmaker generates apps for iPhone, Android, and Windows. So once you've built the app online, you can actually build a native app in all of these and upload it to the marketplace for each of those devices. So very cool tools for building mobile apps quickly.